Hey, I've got an amazing idea. I heard there's no tax in Dubai, so why don't I just set up a company in Dubai while living and working in Australia, manage that company, and then pay no tax? Genius, right? The answer to that question is more likely than not, no. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble here, but Australian tax law is not so simple. And and I promise you this, the ATO is the envy of all tax jurisdictions around the world because of our serious laws and more importantly because of our corporate tax laws. One thing we must note here is there are many anti-avoidance tax principles in Australia that stop you from accessing low or no tax rates because the ATO know how important it is to continually bring in tax revenue. And so what we need to think about here is the corporate tax residency rules, and they're under a lot of talk at the moment. But for the time being, and what I don't think will ever change, is the central management and control rules. With the central management and control rules, you get caught up in your company becoming an Australian tax resident if you partake in your strategic decision making, thereby holding the central management and control within Australia. So let's try to look this one up. For example, let's go back to the Dubai example. You set up in the UAE, right? You set up a free zone company. You're going to pay no tax in the UAE, right? Even if you keep all that money inside of the UAE and you don't send any of that to Australia, if you as the director and the CEO of that company are living in Australia and are controlling the business while you maintain your Australian tax residency and your location here in Australia, that company, as part of Australian tax law, automatically gets caught up here. And I wish it was as easy as just setting it up and keeping all your profits overseas, but it's not the case. There are many other considerations here, namely the controlled foreign company rules, CFC, which a lot of other countries have. The ones that a lot of countries don't have is, as I mentioned, the central management and control rules. And that again goes back to the ATO being one of the hardest tax jurisdictions to avoid paying tax here. Just to let you know, there's always opportunities and to ensure that you can reduce your overall tax. One way is by departing Australia permanently and no longer maintaining your central management and control of your business in Australia. If you want to learn more about how to depart Australia and pay no tax, I highly recommend you watch this video here. Cheers.